Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? Or opened the fridge, only to stare at it blankly for a moment, trying to remember what you needed? Maybe you've brushed it off as just a senior moment. Nothing serious. But what if I told you that those small memory lapses could be directly connected to how strong your legs are? I know it sounds strange. What do your legs have to do with your brain? The truth is, a lot more than you think. In recent years, research has revealed something truly eye-opening. Your leg strength is one of the most powerful predictors of brain health as you age. Yes, that's right. The strength in your thighs, your calves, your glutes. These muscles do more than help you walk. They actually help keep your brain sharp, focused, and resilient. Let me tell you about Linda, a 72-year-old retired librarian from Seattle. She was always sharp-minded, loved crosswords and reading historical novels. But over the last year, she began to notice her balance wasn't what it used to be. Her legs felt weaker, and she started using a cane just for safety. At the same time, she told me, "It's getting harder to keep track of small things. I forget what I was about to say mid-sentence." She didn't think the two were connected, until one day, her doctor mentioned something surprising. When your legs weaken, blood flow to your brain also slows. And when blood flow drops, your brain gets less oxygen and nutrients. That's when memory starts to fade. Focus gets foggy, and the risk of early dementia rises. That conversation changed everything for Linda. And hopefully, it can for you too. You see, your legs aren't just a mode of transport. They are your second heart. Every time you walk, especially when you use your leg muscles with purpose, like climbing stairs, rising from a chair, or going for a brisk walk, you pump fresh blood back up to your brain. That blood carries oxygen. It carries nutrients. And just like watering a flower, it helps your brain stay alive and blooming. When your leg muscles shrink, which happens naturally with age if we don't actively fight it, that pumping power fades. Circulation slows down, and your brain, slowly but surely, gets less and less of what it needs to thrive. It's no wonder studies from institutions like King's College London have found that older adults with stronger legs perform significantly better on memory and cognitive tests. Not because they're lucky, but because their movement keeps their brain fed. This is something we don't talk about enough. We hear about puzzles and brain games, about eating blueberries and doing Sudoku. But what about squats? What about daily walks? What about using your legs to protect your mind? This isn't about fear. It's about awakening. Because when you start to feel your legs getting weaker, that might not just be a physical change. It might be your brain calling out, "Hey, I need help up here too." Think about this. How often do your legs actually get challenged in a day? For many older adults, especially after retirement, the answer is not much at all. We might wake up, make a cup of coffee, sit and read the newspaper, maybe walk to the mailbox, then settle into our favorite chair for most of the afternoon. It sounds peaceful. And yes, rest is important. But what happens when that rest turns into routine stillness? When you don't use your legs in a meaningful way, like standing, walking at a steady pace, climbing stairs, or bending down, those big muscles in your thighs and hips start to shrink. And it doesn't take long. After just 1 or 2 weeks of decreased activity, muscle loss begins. It's subtle at first. You feel a little slower, a bit less steady. Then it becomes harder to get up from the couch. The stairs feel steeper. You find yourself reaching for furniture to balance. But here's where it gets even more serious. As your legs weaken, so does your brain. It's not just about blood flow, although that's a big part of it. Your legs are full of nerve endings, sensory pathways, and movement circuits that constantly talk to your brain. Every step you take, every shift in your balance, every adjustment your foot makes on uneven ground, that's your brain getting a workout. A natural, built-in brain exercise that happens simply through movement. When that movement stops, your brain receives fewer signals. And just like any muscle, what doesn't get used begins to decline. Harold, a retired mechanic I mentioned earlier, told me something that really stuck. He said, "I used to move all day, fixing engines, lifting tires, crouching, standing. My legs were strong, and I never forgot anything." But after retirement, his activity level plummeted. I thought I'd enjoy the rest. But my legs turned soft and my memory? Fuzzy. I started forgetting names of people I saw every week. Harold's story isn't rare. In fact, studies from the National Institute on Aging have shown that leg strength is a strong predictor of future cognitive health. In one study, people in their 60s and 70s with stronger legs had significantly better memory and processing speed in their later years, even when compared to people the same age who were just as educated or socially engaged. Why? Because leg strength is not just about muscles. It's about movement, and movement is brain medicine. And no, you don't have to run a marathon, but your brain needs signals, movement-based signals, to stay sharp. That might mean taking a 20-minute walk every day, using stairs when you can, or doing a few squats while brushing your teeth. Even standing up and sitting down 10 times from a chair without using your arms can stimulate both your legs and your mind. These simple moves activate memory circuits, balance centers, and even emotional regulation in the brain. That's why so many older adults feel more positive and alert after a light workout or walk. The brain is literally being refreshed. And it's not just memory. Weak legs can lead to poor balance, and poor balance increases your fear of falling. That fear keeps you from moving, and that lack of movement further weakens your legs and your brain. It becomes a dangerous cycle that many seniors unknowingly fall into. But the good news is, you can break that cycle at any age. Linda, the librarian we met earlier, started small. She began with 5-minute walks around her apartment complex, using the handrails when needed. She added one balance exercise each morning, just standing on one leg while brushing her teeth. Within a month, she felt steadier. Her thoughts felt clearer. She told me, "I didn't realize how much my legs and my mind were connected until I started using both again." And that's the message I want to share with you. Your brain is listening to your legs. Every time you sit too long, it hears silence. But every time you rise, walk, stretch, or challenge your balance, it hears movement, life, energy. So ask yourself, how are you talking to your brain today? Through stillness or through strength? Because now that we've uncovered this powerful, invisible link between your legs and your memory, it's time to take a deeper look at what might be silently weakening your legs in the first place, and what you can start doing today to protect not just your steps, but your mind. Now that we understand just how deeply our leg strength is connected to our brain health, we need to ask an even more important question. What's making our legs weaker in the first place? Because if we can stop, or even just slow down that decline, we can not only protect our mobility, but also preserve our memory, our focus, and our sense of self. One of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness is something incredibly common: prolonged sitting. It doesn't matter if you're 65 or 85. If you're spending the majority of your day in a chair, your legs are paying the price. Muscles weaken from lack of use. Blood flow becomes sluggish, and your body slowly adapts to this stillness, like it's the new normal. I met Roger, a 70-year-old retired Air Force technician, who told me something that really struck me. He said, "I thought I was being careful. I stayed in, rested more, didn't push myself. I thought that was healthy aging." But what actually happened? His legs got weaker. He started using a walker even though he hadn't injured anything. His doctor told him he wasn't sick. He was just deconditioned. Deconditioned. That's a word we should all pay attention to, because it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your body. It means your body is responding to your lifestyle and adjusting to the stillness. The good news is, if your body can adjust to less, it can also adjust to more. It just needs a nudge. Another silent thief of strength is poor nutrition, especially not getting enough protein. Muscle is built and maintained with protein, but many seniors, especially after age 65, start to unintentionally eat less of it. Maybe their appetite shrinks, maybe they avoid meat for digestion reasons, or maybe they simply don't realize how much they need. But without enough protein, your muscles can't rebuild, even if you're moving. That's like trying to patch a roof with no shingles. The structure underneath gets weaker, no matter how well you maintain it. And it's not just about protein. Vitamin D and B12 play a massive role in both muscle and brain function. Low levels of vitamin D can lead to muscle fatigue and increased fall risk. And B12, when it drops too low, it doesn't just affect your energy. It can lead to confusion, depression, even memory loss. Martha, a 68-year-old widow from Wisconsin, came to me feeling foggy and weak. She wasn't moving much, but she also wasn't eating very well. Toast for breakfast, coffee for lunch, a little soup for dinner. No one told her that what she was eating, or not eating, could be part of why she was feeling this way. When her doctor checked her blood work, she was low in B12 and vitamin D. She started taking small supplements, added scrambled eggs, Greek yogurt, and a few slices of turkey to her meals, and began going out for short walks when the sun was out. A month later, she emailed me and said, "I didn't realize how badly I felt until I started feeling better." Her legs felt stronger. Her head felt clearer. She felt like herself again. Sometimes, it's not about doing more. It's about doing just enough of the right things, consistently, to keep your body strong and your mind sharp. Another invisible factor stealing your leg strength, and in turn, threatening your brain, is chronic low-grade inflammation. You may not feel sick. You may not have a diagnosis, but inside your body, a quiet fire could be smoldering day after day. This kind of inflammation can come from poor sleep, stress, blood sugar imbalances, or even the foods you eat. And over time, it breaks down muscle tissue, causes joint stiffness, and interferes with the signals between your legs and your brain. This is where sugar and ultra-processed foods come into the picture again. That bowl of sweet cereal in the morning, the white bread sandwich at lunch, the frozen meal at dinner, it all adds up. These foods may be convenient, but they lack the nutrients your body needs to thrive. And even worse, they trigger inflammatory responses that make your muscles tired and your joints ache. Dennis, a 74-year-old retired engineer from Illinois, told me that his legs always felt sore, especially in the evenings. He wasn't very active, but he also wasn't in any pain during the day. "It creeps in," he said. After talking through his habits, we discovered his meals were full of refined carbs and processed meats, things he'd never questioned before. Once he made a few changes, like switching to oatmeal instead of pastries for breakfast, and replacing his lunch meat with grilled chicken or tuna. He said his legs felt lighter, and surprisingly, he said his mind felt clearer, too. "It's like a fog lifted," he told me. But here's something we haven't touched on yet, and it might surprise you. Your emotional health plays a role in both your leg strength and your memory. When you feel isolated, unmotivated, or depressed, you're more likely to stay seated, less likely to eat well, less likely to move. And the more you isolate, the more your physical strength slips away. And so does your mental sharpness. There's a real link between mood, movement, and memory. People who feel connected, who have reasons to get up in the morning, whether it's walking their dog, attending a senior yoga class, or FaceTiming their grandchildren, tend to move more. And when they move more, they stay sharper. Loneliness and low energy are just as real as any medical diagnosis. And the antidote? It starts with gentle connection, with your body, with your meals, and with others. So let's put it all together. Your legs are weakening. Look at your daily movement, your meals, your mindset. Are you sitting too much? Are you undernourished? Are you giving up your walks because of aches that may be preventable? Because the more we ignore these signs, the more we risk losing not just strength, but ourselves. But now that we've uncovered the hidden reasons behind leg weakness and how they link directly to memory decline, we can finally turn our attention to the most empowering part of this journey: how to take back control. Now that we've uncovered the connection between leg weakness and memory loss, and the invisible things that contribute to both, it's time to answer the big question: what can you do about it? The good news is this: you don't need to overhaul your entire life to rebuild strength and protect your mind. The changes don't have to be dramatic, but they do need to be intentional and consistent. Because just like a house is built one brick at a time, your strength and clarity can be rebuilt one small habit at a time. Let's start with movement. The most powerful thing you can do right now, yes, today, is to move your legs with purpose. Not just by walking to the kitchen, but by engaging your leg muscles in ways that challenge and support them. One of the easiest ways? Try a sit-to-stand exercise. Find a chair without wheels and sit down. Cross your arms over your chest if you can. Then stand up using just your legs and slowly sit back down. Do this 5 to 10 times, once or twice a day. That's it. No gym, no equipment, just you, your legs, and a chair. This one simple move strengthens your quads, glutes, and core. But more than that, it sends signals to your brain, reconnecting circuits that are essential for balance, spatial awareness, and memory. It's not just about muscle. It's about rewiring your brain, gently and consistently. Then there's walking. If walking outside isn't possible where you are, try pacing the hallway. Walk around the house during commercial breaks. Set a timer for every hour and just move for 2 minutes. These moments add up and your brain notices. Even better, add a little balance work to the mix. Hold onto the back of a sturdy chair and try standing on one foot for 10 seconds. Then switch. You might wobble at first, and that's okay. Every little adjustment your body makes is like a push-up for your brain. And don't forget, your breath matters too. Deep, steady breathing while you move calms the nervous system and improves circulation. Inhale through your nose. Feel your belly rise. And exhale slowly through your mouth. It may seem simple, but breath is life. And it connects your brain to your body in a profound way. Let's talk food for a moment. Remember Martha from earlier? Her transformation began not with a radical diet, but with small upgrades. You can do the same. Start by asking yourself, does this meal support my legs and brain? Add a source of protein to every meal, like eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, chicken, or fish. Include foods rich in omega-3s like walnuts or salmon. And try to eat colorful vegetables, not because it looks pretty, but because every color gives your brain something different. Antioxidants, vitamins, anti-inflammatory compounds. Even hydration matters. A dehydrated brain is a foggy brain, and weak muscles tire faster when water is low. Aim for 6 to 8 cups a day. Add lemon slices or cucumber if that helps make it more enjoyable. These are simple, doable actions, but when done consistently, they become transformational habits. There's one more thing I want you to remember, and it might be the most important of all. You are not powerless. Even if your legs feel weak right now, even if your memory isn't as sharp as it once was, even if your body moves slower and your mind takes longer to find the right words, you still have more strength, more clarity, and more life inside you than you realize. Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean decline. Aging means transition. And what you do during this transition, the choices you make about your body, your brain, your habits, will determine what the next 10, 20, even 30 years feel like. You've spent a lifetime walking, standing, supporting others, and showing up. Now it's time to support yourself with every bite of food, every intentional step, every moment of stillness, and every breath of awareness. Your legs have carried you through so much: celebrations, losses, milestones, everyday miracles. They've climbed stairs, rocked babies, danced at weddings, stood beside people in times of joy and pain. And they are still here, ready to carry you forward, if you give them the love and attention they need. And when you do that, when you feed your legs with movement, your brain with nutrients, and your spirit with purpose, something shifts. The fog starts to lift. The heaviness in your steps begins to fade. Your balance improves. Your confidence returns. You begin to walk not just across your living room, but toward the life you still want to live. So today, I invite you to take one small step. Stand up. Take a deep breath. Drink a glass of water. Stretch your legs. Eat something real and nourishing. Call someone you love. Remind yourself, I'm still here, and I'm not done yet. That one moment of intention could be the beginning of something remarkable. If this message spoke to you, if it helped you understand your body better, or gave you hope that your best days are still ahead, then I'd love for you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this with someone you care about. You never know who might be silently struggling and need this reminder. And please, leave a comment below. What's one change you're going to try this week to support your legs and your mind? We read every comment, and this community grows stronger with every story shared. Because you are not alone. We're in this together. Here at VITAGOHEALTH, we believe in strong legs, sharp minds, and bold spirits at every age. So, wherever you are in your journey, I want to say this. May your legs carry you, your mind guide you, and your heart remind you you're still becoming. Take care, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.